Hello and welcome to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. As we take a look at the year gone by, we're going to be discussing the highs and lows of 2015. For this with me, I have a very distinguished panel of editors and senior journalists. We have Shahid Siddiqui, Editor-in-Chief, Nai Dunya; Aditi Phadnis, Political Editor, Business Standard; Neerja Chaudhary, Political Analyst and Columnist; and Virendra Kapoor, Political Analyst and also columnist for Sunday Guardian. Neerja, I'll begin with you. Technically this should have been Narendra Modi Prime Minister's honeymoon period. It's his first year in power. But somehow it seems that the events and circumstances have overtaken emotion and it's not been as good as it ought to have been for him.
I think if 2014 was a year of Narendra Modi, 2015 has not been a year of Narendra Modi. And the development icon that he had come out as, that got derailed, and other issues, quote unquote, of intolerance, of spats between opposition and the ruling groups, parliament dysfunctional, intellectuals, artists, scientists returning their awards, which was world news. All that dominated this year. And we don't know, you see, the government has come out making promises galore, but not much is, at least the perception is that we don't know what has actually happened on the ground. And even if something has happened on the ground, the government has not been very effective in conveying that. Toilets have been built, we don't know how many toilets have been built, is water is coming in those toilets, Swachh Bharat, where is it actually become Swachh? And those kind of things. Make in India, what is a scorecard? The only thing is on Jan Dhan and one or two issues. But overall, the perception is a government that talks a lot but has not delivered.
Virendra, do you agree with this?
Yes and no. I do think that government has done a lot of work, but like any government, and not only in India and anywhere, it takes a lot of time for it to trickle down. Yes, the media, again, any media will obsess with the negative news. And positive doesn't get, somebody that does any good doesn't get highlighted at all. Yes, there have been self-goals scored by the ruling party, which is very unfortunate. I mean, like she said, the intolerance. I mean, that could have been avoided. I mean, those are foolish statements made by loose cannons in the ruling party. That did a lot of damage. After all, the politics are all about image. Has anybody gone and checked? We only have the statements made by the Prime Minister or the official spokespersons. Where this government is lacking is in conveying its message to the people. And I mean, you can contrast this. You can contrast this. We are sitting in Delhi with Kejriwal. Here is a man who's done very little, apart from probably giving free water or subsidized electricity to the poor. He's done very little. But he's having jacked up his advertising budget from 26 crore to 526 crores. Every day he's telling you what he's done. I mean, the only oxygen Kejriwal has is propaganda. As against this government obviously is speaking many voices. Neerja referred to the intolerance debate. Yes, some of the guys should have been told
Shut up.
to climb up, which they didn't do. Otherwise, you see on ease of doing business, we're gone up. Aditi will do better working for Business Standard. Your manufacturing rate is going up. Inflation is under control.
Aditi, do you agree with him that it's very ironic that Modi is losing the marketing war? He's the ultimate marketing man.
I would say that Modi is not losing the marketing war. I would say his popularity is undimmed. He is still considered the tallest leader in India today. Yeah. I don't think you can deny that. The kind of crowds that he drew, for instance, during the election campaign in Bihar were unprecedented. I've never seen a crowd 5 lakh plus coming for an assembly meeting. More than the crowds, it's the appeal of Modi, the aspirational appeal, the fact that he was where he was and where he's reached. All that has contributed to building a persona of a person who has literally clawed his way from having nothing.
But now that he's reached, what is he doing?
He has achieved that, and that is undimmed. So in 1 year or 1.5 years, that is not touched by whatever his other ministers may be doing. His other ministers and MPs, I'm not so sure about. We have to remember that Modi can be a Prime Minister for a second term only if he gets the number of MPs that he has today. If
Yes.
those MPs are not returned, then obviously, I mean, he's
Then he
standing.
can be a prime minister of a coalition.
Yeah, but as she said, he continues to be the tallest leader around, the most popular prime ministerial candidate if you had to hold the election today again.
But Shahid
but-
Sahib is,
But we have to see how history is going to judge him. The
as
first 2
Manmohan
years,
Singh very famously said.
the first 2 years have to be the year when the government is most likely to take on pain. Frankly, nobody has gone through any pain in our country till today.
They missed out.
And I think they have missed a huge opportunity.
Shahid Sahib, why do you think Modi is not taking these harsh decisions? You know, is it because of pressure of assembly elections or what? You know, or the Rajya Sabha pressure?
I agree with Aditi and with Nirja, both.
That's a very difficult tightrope.
Yes, because Modi's image has not diminished, and I feel Modi has also been the undoing of BJP. As we say, grass doesn't grow under a banyan tree, where the anchor is so powerful that his 2 hours overtake the 24 hours of every other anchor. The channel only moves around one anchor and all other anchors diminish. Similarly with Mr. Narendra Modi, his travels, the way he goes around, whatever BJP does is not noticed because everybody notices what he says, what he does, where he goes, and the media is also obsessed with Narendra Modi. One. Secondly, unfortunately for Mr. Modi, unfortunately for this country, the so-called fringe element has hijacked the party. The party which should have been asserting, the mainstream party which should have been asserting, has not been able to assert because all other ministers are diminished by Narendra Modi. On the other hand, these people who talk absolute rubbish are noticed because those who are doing the work, their work is not noticed. The talk of these people is noticed because they talk absolute rubbish.
Unchecked.
Yes, and that's where he should have come down very heavily on them. This I have been saying from the day one, that he has failed in controlling his fringe element and not allowing his work to be, the work has been done. I agree with Mr. Kapoor that a lot of work has been done. It has not been presented because the issue always is the non-issue. He has wasted this year, and wasting the second year, I think, is extremely bad, extremely dangerous, and they will have to, unless they change in next 6 months and go in a big way for a huge change, perception change, they will be in a lot of difficulty.
No, but I think there have been some missteps. In the first flush of victory when opposition is down, you could have taken some hard decisions,
Right.
which you didn't do. And there was, one has to admit, there was a bit of arrogance also, which, you know, he could have taken along this opposition right in the beginning, and the opposition would have been far more cooperative than it is today. But that was an opportunity which was missed. And I do think that some of the hard economic decisions, whether it's the labor reforms, could have been taken at a central level, which has now been left to the states. And it's unfortunate the opposition, the other day you had Rahul Gandhi speaking and addressing the trade union wing of Congress party and talking about labor reform. In short, incremental reform is not noticed by people. The so-called Big Bang of reforms, although there is nothing called Big Bang, but people keep throwing this phrase, all the Big Bang reform. Incremental reforms have taken place in the economic sphere, in the political sphere, but unfortunately, media doesn't notice it, and those who notice it, then you have to also concede the fact that you inherited a very bad economy.
These steps should have been taken in the very first year, and that was the time when Congress was down and out.
Right,
They
and
were
Rahul
not
was
in
missing.
a position. They,
Yeah,
in
let's-
fact, they would have supported them even in Rajya Sabha. They had lost credibility. They had lost popular support. But this fringe element provided that the issues, the support, and put them on the back foot.
Yeah.
And that's where they failed both ways. They should have taken they thought that they will be doing it later, they didn't. And I'll hold our friend Arun Jaitley as much responsible for what has gone wrong, because as the finance minister, he should have played not on the back foot, but on the front foot. And he didn't do that in this very first year. So they are on the back foot, and now
No, but still the economy is doing very well. You know, you recorded a very good rate, the last number.
Perception is different at the ground level.
Yeah,
Ground level
perception
perception
takes
is very
time.
bad.
It takes time.
The
Perception is
price
again
of
made by.
dal, the price of food.
Yeah, but those are
nothing
item food
like
items.
that.
Yeah,
Nothing is moving on in the economy. I don't know where
But
it
also
is.
the RSS, yeah, sorry.
I just wanted to come in here on this. When you travel around the country, a lot of people ask you, does Mr. Modi believe in what this fringe element is saying, or is he unable to control them? Now, he came to power, the hardcore support base of the BJP was around 18%. He came to power with the support of, 13% more people who look to him for other things, not the hardcore
Right.
Hindutva.
Yeah.
Vikas, absolutely Vikas, delivery, governance, breaking new ground, ending stagnation, moving forward, and aspiring India. And then to have these fringe elements who are also ministers.
Right, hijacking the.
And the strong leader, Narendra Modi, unable to quell it.
Yes,
You
that's
see,
where
that-
Nirja, that is where I differ.
that-
They are only damaging your image. For all you know, they are not affecting the day-to-day governance.
But you know, you
But
said,
they
Image is
are.
very
The
important.
parliament
I
is
know
not
it.
one
functioning.
minister
I agree with
packing,
you.
and it's a different message.
Yeah, it is. That's the public perception.
But I would also say one of the heartening things that's happened in recent weeks is the resumption of dialogue with Pakistan. He started on that note, it got derailed, and the spin-off effect of that is going to be huge. It's going to be felt in Kashmir. It's going to be felt with the minority community if they play it right. So I think that is the best thing I would say that's come out of
The
this,
highlight of this,
highlight,
not with
good
minority
highlight.
community, Nirja. Minority community doesn't give a damn bother
Well,
at
it
all about
does have
Pakistan.
a-
No, that is, things have changed now. They don't. They think bother about a lot of other things where things are not happening. The way they should have gone out to extend a hand of affection towards the minorities, because the perception was that he's anti-minority. So he had to take a few steps to show that he is not, and that is
Shahid,
not
the
happening.
point I'm making is
People
when
like me
you
supported Narendra Modi, thinking that he will take the initiative, and here will be a
You are
prime
the
minister in the
13%
line of
vote.
Atal Bihari Vajpayee who will try
Correct.
to, change.
No, I
But
was
he didn't.
making, let me
He
just
didn't.
clarify that point.
Okay.
What
There are
I
being
was
other things after
saying
this.
is that if there is huge tension between India and Pakistan,
Yeah.
and if you have rhetoric of the kind
Yes.
that,
Yeah, go
that
to
Amit
Pakistan.
Shah,
Those
go
who
to
doesn't vote-
Pakistan,
No,
get
it
send it
tells
to
on your
Pakistan,
communal situation. Yeah,
then
the atmosphere.
Muslims
Makes you
become at
insecure,
the
extremely
receiving end.
insecure.
Exactly. The times when you thought the minorities looked up to Pakistan is gone. The younger generation has no
They
link
don't-
with that.
Yeah.
They don't have emotional links with that. They are Indians now.
Don't even
in
know
their-
what is
That
happening
of
in
course is
Pakistan.
given,
Yes.
absolutely
That is-
given.
That's given, yeah.
I think the consciousness of being a minority arises when there's nothing else to discuss except what your religion is and what your caste is. So what was needed was a parallel discourse. A parallel discourse about India, about its place in the world, about your position in society, about issues of economic management and education. I fear that on all that, this government has not done a lot.
But
On
isn't he doing
education,
that
for
in his
instance-
NRI Sammelan, the
Well,
discourse at least?
that is not here, that is somewhere else.
okay.
You need to do it here. The same thing that he is telling non-resident Indians abroad who are not, who have frankly no stake in India.
But Virendra, one thing, everybody, what we are coming out of this discussion is also, Modi is okay, but he lacks the bench strength, maybe. So, few of his ministers are working.
No,
but
that you can't
majority
help.
of them are the
You got
hotheads.
the talent that you got. But
why
to
can't
get
he?
back to for a
You
half
can
a
get
minute,
some
half a
talent from
second on
outside.
education,
It has been done by
I
Prime
have a
Minister.
specific point. I think Smriti Irani should have been less acerbic. I mean, she goes out of the way to create, controversies and enemies, even if
Kapoor
she's doing
Sahab,
well.
I have no problem with
No,
controversies.
they're
but you need
needless.
to
You can
think.
From whatever
Some
you're doing.
ministers
Need
are
a
needless.
holistic,
Yes,
absolutely
holistic
holistic
approach.
plan.
But she doesn't have that approach,
You have to
or
have
at least
vision
doesn't come
to
across
do
because the
that.
controversies dominate. Like the other day, somebody said, the director said something about, and she said, oh, these are not even citizens of this country.
And this is actually my
It's not
problem with
on.
this government, which is that Narendra Modi knows his limitations and he understands his limitations and he projects himself accordingly. But frankly, a lot of this government is just making it up as it goes along. And frankly, my taxes are not paying for ministers to learn on the job.
So why can't he?
But that's how it has been right from
It is not.
Pandit Nehru's
I don't
days.
think it
I
has
mean,
been
it's not
like that.
You are ready-made money.
Kapoor Saab, I don't think that was the case in 2004.
You learn there are some good guys, some bad guys.
I think there was a blueprint, a kind of a game plan that we saw unfolding in 2004. You might agree with it, you might not agree with it. But the fact is that everything was proceeding along a plan. Now, this is not immediately evident to the naked eye with this government.
Those guys didn't know that they're coming to power. So come on now.
But still,
No,
they
whether they
managed
did
to.
or not,
So there are
Kapoor
no
Saab, they
blueprint.
knew what they had to do.
Rajiv Gandhi, I remember Rajiv Gandhi in 1991 was preparing his whole plan. What happened later with Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao partly was planned by Rajiv Gandhi. Every breakfast meeting he was having with economists, with environmentalists, with scientists.
It
He
was
was
planned in
planning a lot of
Washington
things.
by World Bank.
But at
and
least
IMF.
Modi knew he's coming to power, even if.
And Manmohan Singh was the biggest implementer of
Kapoor
the
Saab,
stringent controls.
If
And,
Manmohan Singh
let's
had
not
not
put
been
that-
there, India would have been in a very different place today.
No,
So let's.
somebody else
it
would have
was
done
a-
that
it was
because
a
you were
more-
doing the bidding of the.
Well, we need to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to be focusing on Rahul Gandhi and the Congress. Welcome back to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. We are discussing the year that was. Let's talk about the other player in this narrative, Rahul Gandhi. You know, he began the year, he was missing in action really. But towards the end of the year, has he made up for lost ground, you know, becoming this agitator, land acquisition bill, and this National Herald case? Has that helped the Congress playing the victim card?
You know, the year started off with people saying if there is, Narendra Modi has Rahul Gandhi, he doesn't need any other friends.
That's true.
Today, a very senior politician in Parliament was saying the other day, today if Rahul has a Narendra Modi going the way he's been going, then he doesn't need a better friend. I don't know whether that's fully true, but it was very strong
I think
words.
the first part is true.
But if you look at the year, apart from his own proactivism, etc., the year started with the Delhi elections, where the BJP was completely routed. The year has ended with Bihar, where the BJP has been again routed.
But none of it to do with Rahul Gandhi.
No, none of it. Rahul Gandhi's party is piggybacking in Bihar, but look at Ratlam by-election. Look at just like Jharkhand, Lohardaga, and they have won because again because of a Mahagathbandhan with the Jharkhand
Panchayat
Mukti
elections in Gujarat.
Panchayat, local elections in Gujarat, local elections in Rajasthan. So that little wee bit.
Yes.
There is a turnaround, and then Rahul Gandhi, you can agree, I don't agree that Parliament should be disrupted or politics should be played out on the streets, not inside Parliament. Yet, he has compelled the government to go back to the land acquisition bill of UPA times. They are running circles around GST at the moment. So Rahul Gandhi, his politics, right or wrong, has at the end of the year placed the Congress party center of the opposition space, which it wasn't when the year began.
So he's gained some lost ground. What do you
Yeah, he's making a lot of noises. That's true. But
He's not gonna give you-
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. BJP is now the pole party in our polity. You have everybody ganging up. This is the same situation. I mean, there's a point has been made by umpteen number of times that Congress versus all.
Yeah.
Now it's BJP versus all.
It's the new Congress.
So it's a tribute to BJP actually. It's a tribute to Modi. As far as GST is saying, she used the phrase making circles. Rahul Gandhi is not making circles against GST, he's making circles against the growth of Indian economy.
In Bihar, Narendra Modi's party is the one that betrayed him most badly. Because in Bihar now, you have, because of the Bihar election, you have the creation of somebody who is going to replace Rahul Gandhi, and that is Nitish Kumar.
Yes.
Because Nitish Kumar's index of opposition unity is so high that even a person like Mamta Banerjee, even a person like Naveen Patnaik, they may have second thoughts. All said and done, the Congress is the primary enemy for the BJD in Odisha. It is a very important force for the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal. So both these people will have second thoughts about rallying around Rahul Gandhi, but they will have no problem in associating with Nitish Kumar. So frankly, I think we are seeing on the horizon a new threat which has It's a threat for both Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi.
Rahul or Nitish Kumar, who's the more index of option
Rahul
unity?
is the biggest asset for BJP, and for Rahul Gandhi, Modi, it's only Modi who can save Rahul Gandhi. Because if Modi doesn't do well, that is the only way that Congress can re-emerge. But even re-emergence will never be in the way they did it in 2004 or 2009. It will be back to a situation where they have 140, 150 seats. That is the best scenario I see for them. And in that case, Nitish Kumar is or one of the regional leaders, because regional leaders are not a threat to other regional leaders. So these regional leaders, everybody's positioning themselves for that. Mulayam Singh is doing it very desperately, and others are doing it. But as Aditi said, Nitish Kumar is the best bet at the moment, and that's where Rahul Gandhi will face a real challenge. Challenge will come not from Modi, but from Nitish Kumar.
That's an interesting
You see,
note. But
this talk about a prime ministerial candidate from against Modi in the next election. The other day, UP Chief Minister, his son, said that Mulayam should be the prime minister, and this fellow
Rahul
is
will be
ready.
deputy prime minister.
So first, let them decide whether it is Nitish Kumar or Mulayam Singh Yadav or Rahul Gandhi.
Mulayam has lost it.
And
It will be-
no, if
We'll know
Mulayam
in a year's
has lost,
time.
I think it's early days. It's very
too early.
premature to
But
talk
in
about
but the fact that you are now talking about Rahul Gandhi stepping aside and allowing Nitish Kumar to take the lead, it only shows the pitiable condition of the Congress party.
at least we've identified people to watch out for in the next year. But from us, that's all for this year. We wish you a very happy new year and see you again next year.